During a time when the Israelites had been oppressed by the Philistines for 40 years, a man named Manoah from the tribe of Dan lived in the town of Zorah. Manoah's wife was barren, but one day, the angel of the Lord appeared to her with a divine message. She would bear a son. She was commanded not to drink wine or eat anything unclean, for the child would be a Nazirite set apart for God from the womb. His hair must never be cut, and he would begin to deliver Israel from the Philistines. Filled with awe, the woman ran to tell Manoah. He prayed for the angel to return so they could learn how to raise the boy. God answered, and the angel reappeared, repeating the instructions. In time, the woman gave birth to a son and named him Samson. As he grew, the Spirit of the Lord began to stir in him. One day, Samson saw a Philistine woman in Timnah and asked his parents to arrange the marriage. Though they objected to him marrying outside Israel, they didn't realize this was part of God's plan to confront the Philistines. On the way to Timnah, Samson was attacked by a young lion. Empowered by the Spirit of God, he tore the beast apart with his bare hands. Later, he found bees and honey in the lion's carcass, ate some, and shared it with his parents without telling them where it came from. At the wedding feast, Samson posed a riddle to 30 Philistine companions. Out of the eater, something to eat. Out of the strong, something sweet. If they solved it, he would give them 30 sets of clothes. If not, they would owe him the same. When they couldn't solve it, they coerced his bride to coax the answer out of him. On the final day, she succeeded, and the men gave him the correct answer. Enraged, Samson struck down 30 men in Ashkelon, took their clothes, and gave them to the winners. He left in anger, and his wife was given to another man. Later, during the wheat harvest, Samson returned with a goat to visit his wife, only to learn she had been given away. Furious, he caught 300 foxes, tied them in pairs with torches on their tails, and set them loose in the Philistines' fields. The fire destroyed their grain, vineyards, and olive groves. When the Philistines learned the cause, they burned his wife and her father. In revenge, Samson struck them down and then hid in a cave. The Philistines came to Judah, demanding that Samson be handed over. 3,000 Israelites went to retrieve him. He agreed to go peacefully if they didn't harm him themselves. Bound with new ropes, he was delivered to the Philistines, but when they approached, the Spirit of the Lord came upon him. He broke free and, finding a donkey's jawbone, killed 1,000 men. Weary and thirsty afterward, he cried out to God, who miraculously provided water. Sometime later, Samson went to Gaza and spent the night with a prostitute. When the Philistines planned to ambush him at dawn, Samson left at midnight, tore out the city gates with their posts, and carried them to the top of a hill. Eventually, he fell in love with Delilah, a woman from the valley of Sorek. The Philistine rulers offered her silver to discover the secret of his strength. Repeatedly, she tried to trick him, but he gave her false answers. Each time, she would attempt the trap, and each time he broke free. Finally, after much nagging, he revealed the truth. His strength lay in his uncut hair, a symbol of his Nazirite vow. Delilah lulled him to sleep and had his hair cut. His strength left him, and he was captured. The Philistines gouged out his eyes and imprisoned him, forcing him to grind grain. But his hair began to grow again. One day, during a grand festival to honor their god Dagon, the Philistines brought Samson out to entertain them. The temple was packed, with thousands on the roof and inside. Samson asked the servant guiding him to place his hands on the central pillars. He prayed to God for strength one last time. Then, with all his might, he pushed. The pillars collapsed, the roof caved in, and the temple fell. In his death, Samson killed more enemies than he had in life. His family retrieved his body and buried him in the tomb of Manoah, his father. Samson had led Israel for 20 years. Help bring Bible stories to life. Subscribe, like, comment, and share if this story inspired you. Together, we can tell the greatest story ever told, one video at a time.